Welcome back to another exciting edition of the Fans of Motion podcast. I myself am Brent Walter. This is my co-pilot, my Wookiee, Josh Thompson.
You're Wookiee, huh? You already got a pet name for me. Back. Did you think of that on the couch the other night?
Hey. Don't make me go into why the military made the "don't ask, don't tell" rule because of you.
Hey now. All right.
Anyway,
where's
how y'all doing?
I miss Andy. Where's Andy in his openings?
Andy, Andy don't give you shit like I will. Anyway, today our exciting episode is going to be called "Should Have Been a Single," meaning we're looking at all the Night Ranger studio albums, and we're deciding were the singles they released the right ones, or ones we think should have been a single.
Are we doing all the albums or just the classic 5?
I would do all the studio albums.
All right. Well, I haven't really been
if you want to go Shaw Blades, I'm prepared to go Shaw Blades if you want to.
I don't care. I can wing it.
Jack.
So yeah.
Anyway.
I thought we were just in the classic 5, but it doesn't matter because I never really been so busy. I haven't given any thought to those ones. And Andy is still. Well, you got that whole thing coming up, so I'll let you do that.
You can do that. Go ahead.
Andy is still in Nashville, putting together the. There he is. Missing. And
I've been trying to get on here for now the third week. That milk carton.
But yeah, it's a busy time for all of us. Andrew, obviously in Nashville, buying a new house, getting ready to move. Brent has got the daughter coming home for school and had to give up his kiss room, unfortunately. Yeah. And I got obviously a 3-year-old. I got some stuff coming up this week. I'm going out of town. I help take care of my elderly grandfather. So I've been doing a lot with that. And my brother is deploying to go overseas tomorrow. The one
Does he really work too?
He's going to Al-Udeid, basically Middle East. He's the one that helped us, with the filming and stuff. Yeah. So
you affectionately call him
Doodle.
Yeah.
That's when he was little. My grandma would hold him, and he would just do this doodling sound. So she called him Doodle, and it's just one of those things that stuck. So he is, so it's been a busy week, and so these episodes next 2 are kind of just a little rushed, but we think they're still good topics. And like I said, I have not really had time to think too much of what singles and I wouldn't have released, but sometimes that's the best thing to do. It's just like we're sitting at a bar drinking and bullshitting and whatever, no filter system, whatever I think I'll say. So it should be interesting, and it'll be interesting to see what everyone else thinks, as well. So the previous episode was the Night Ranger Vinyl podcast, or the collector's episode on Dawn Patrol. A lot of questions. We had some people posting their photos of their albums and asking about labels and stuff, and it was fun seeing what people had, and people looking and finding they had an MCA copy as compared to a Boardwalk. I'm just kind of looking through it now. It's weird that Tom Chapin and Ed Hochstadter both pronounce their last names wrong their whole life. So they need to work on that. It was kind of interesting. A lot of people posted their cassettes too. Like they have their cassettes still from that time period.
That was great.
So yeah, it was just I still got comments I haven't got to. Mike Smith, he was asking, putting some stuff on there. He probably just shit himself at work. And Darren Smith. So the Smiths.
Mike Smith, you're being paid. Mike
Yep.
Smith, you're being paid.
So, and there were some other albums and stuff posted on there. It was, and I enjoy vinyl, and it actually got a lot of views and a lot of minutes. So, there's other people out there, and the good thing, and I can tell that on some of these places, I can see the Night Ranger vinyl kind of disappearing a little bit. So I know someone's out there spending their hard-earned money on it. So hopefully, and I think an 8-track sold again. A little bit off the topic of Midnight Madness, it sold for, I don't know, $75, $100 or something like that. So stop buying the 8-tracks so I can get my Midnight Madness one. It's madness it sells that high. So, but you know, all it takes is getting a couple people to get the collector's bug, and then you're competing against each other. So, but yeah, the vinyl.
Blame yourself at this point.
But the vinyl episode was a fun one to do, and I think a lot of people enjoyed it. And eventually down the road, we'll do a Midnight Madness one. Just like most of it, everything we do, eventually we'll do the next one. We got Big Life coming up probably in a few weeks, where we'll do the album focus on it. It's a happy record.
It's a happy record.
Yeah.
Fun record.
Yeah.
And it's got killer artwork for that episode.
Yeah.
That artwork's been in the can for, 2 months now. Because I work ahead on this stuff. Remember, I sent it to you. I don't know if you remember.
Because you got me looking like a midget or something on there. I think I can't remember.
No. Well, there's nothing on Facebook of you hardly.
I know.
Hey, I gotta do what I gotta do, and I may. You'll all see. I'm not gonna give anything away, but
one word: Interpol. Okay.
Hey, at least I made you drink in the picture.
Interpol. I got to keep a low profile. Hence, why I do a podcast to put it on YouTube. So, Night Ranger news. I don't know if we got much there. I will tell you this. This just came up a minute ago. Brad Gillis on an airplane, getting ready to, I would assume, go play Sturgis.
Yeah.
So this is.
They're literally showing up. Well, what time do they go on? Probably 10 o'clock.
They go on 10:30, so they're probably Central Time. So it's it'll be midnight, 12:30 when they go on Eastern Standard Time. So yeah, it'll be interesting. It's just crazy that you see Brad Gillis with the face mask, and they're just going in and out and getting out of there. Yet there's 250,000 people there with no mask. It's like, so we'll see how it pans out for everyone. But at least there's a live show, I guess. So we'll have
pandemics out for everyone.
Yeah.
See what I did there?
I saw that. That was totally awesome. Any other Night Ranger news?
Oh, I dodged it.
Any other Night Ranger news? What we got?
Well, they canceled the drive-in show.
Yeah, that's right. Those fuckers. I had tickets for that.
Don't know why. Didn't hear anything about it. I saw you post it was canceled, and I was like, wow.
I don't know. I can tell you this, is every other event still on there. Who's the comedian with no shirt guy? Anyways, he is there the week. He's there the week prior. It's sold out, and it's still on. The stretch is still on. They're adding shows. The only thing I can think of is maybe it just generate, because you're looking at $300, $150, $300 a car, and I don't know if people are, if they got that much going on, maybe people are choosing the cheaper comedian options. And maybe just people don't want to travel. I don't know. That could be the only thing I could think of. I would say maybe the band, but if they're playing Sturgis, then so we don't know. But
if they're playing a drive-in and we don't know what that's going to sound like, you were speaking how it was going to be broadcasted to your car, so therefore, is the band just going to have their monitors up there?
No. There's footage out there, and I would think they would have that figured out by the time they signed any contract and put tickets on sale. But no, it's basically like an live outdoor show. It's just, farther back you can't see it as well, so they put it up on the big screen. And if you're really far back and you want to sit in your car, you could just flip on your FM station. But it's a live show, and there's videos out there of the other concerts that were there. So yeah, the Starlight show was canceled. What else? We got what about your Fans in Motion shirt?
Hey, you like that? I had this one custom made. Actually, look at I was Rick Allen there for a second. Anyway, actually I had this custom made, just to see how it's going to turn out. So this is actually this is number 1 of 1. It looks really good. I was sitting at my computer last night after I was cleaning out the Kiss room, putting everything away. And I was looking, I've got it narrowed down to about 2 or 3 different t-shirt shops. Some I like better than others. The biggest problem is the variety, and it doesn't show you how the shop's going to work once we get it up and rolling. It looked like it was received pretty well on the page for the people who saw it. So if there's 50 people that want a shirt, it's not something that we're going to be purchasing. It's going to be something that you can choose. I'll have different colored logos on the page, on the store site, and you can choose what color logo you want to go to with your color T-shirt.
Yep.
I like these big old baseball jerseys, so that's why I bought one of these, retro concert jerseys. I love that stuff.
Well, speaking of shirts,
oh, you got one? Now, that might fit your fat face there, if you want to use them as a mask.
Shut it. Anyways, a cool Night Ranger shirt that I got, and that I am enjoying. I think they did an awesome job on combining all the logos and stuff, and it's from an era that I obviously enjoy, and the shirt is good quality, so I was happy. I try not to. Huh?
Where you want to announce where you got it from, or?
I got this from Redbubble.
Okay.
Redbubble. So I don't know exactly how it works if they pay any. To me, I would think they would be shut down if they weren't paying some type of license. But again, I don't know. But yeah.
Well, it was like that one site where somebody posted the Night Ranger pillow the other day. That is not. The band doesn't have that kind of merchandise. That's just people. I mean, when I'm researching, I'll just type in Kiss. I'll type in Duran, just to see what is out there and what people are getting away with.
But if you go to Redbubble, I mean, it's got an app and it's pretty well done.
Redbubble used to do Kiss stuff back once upon a time.
So I just don't know the behind it, but anyways, cool shirt, and the website still being worked on. The reason why it's not done is more us. We have stuff we need to do for it to be done, and with my schedule, I just haven't got to it. And I know Andy and Brent still owe me a couple things for it, and I still haven't got those from them. So you're just going to have to wait. Another new Night Ranger.
I'm writing my bio. Don't worry, I'm writing my bio.
The other new news is, I don't know, it was a podcast or something. Brad said something about signing another record deal with Frontiers and putting together a new album. And then Carrie Kelly and Eric Levy posted something where basically they were sending ideas back and forth, and presumably for Night Ranger, I guess. So Anyways, there's a little bit on the Night Ranger front, at least. That's more than we've had.
Gotta love that.
And what about the anything on the site you want to talk about?
On the site, I wanted to show. It's only 2 people, but it's Sweeping the Nation.
Oh Lord.
Tom Chapin, and here we'll screw up Emily's name on purpose just to make it authentic for Josh. Emily Meadler.
Melee.
Anyway, they're doing
the King,
keeping it alive.
The King Cobra.
Do the Cobra. We got that. I wanted to pay a little homage to that.
Mm-hmm.
Then we got Mr. Dave Glasser. Dave Glasser, man, is posting some killer photos of the band. Let me see if I can duck down here for that. Really cool pictures. And then he had to top himself yesterday by playing Rockin' America on his guitar. How cool was that, Josh?
Rock and roll hoochie coo.
Dave, awesome job. If we need a theme song for this podcast instead of might let you do something, but we're not paying you. We don't get paid. So we got Dave Glasser, and I got one more shout out for the page. And Greg Thomas. Greg Thomas posted this the other day. This is from the Hole in the Sun tour, I believe. And it looks like it's a poster they gave you backstage and with all the covers.
He may have gotten that on the Hole in the Sun tour, but I did a meet and greet in 2011 when they were on tour with Foreigner and Journey, and I got that. Well, you know what? We could probably tell by whose signatures are on there. I see Jack and Kelly and Brad. I don't know the 2 bottom ones. I guess Eric. I would say
Joel was on there.
Well, that would still be 2011. Yeah, like I said,
exactly.
Like I said, I'm pretty sure I used to have it sitting right up there, but I moved some stuff around, so God knows where it's at now. But anyways, what in the...
You there?
Yeah, what in the hell are you doing?
I just moved this.
A little bit of technical difficulties with Brent Walder there. Thanks a lot, buddy. I don't even know where the hell we were at before this shit hit the fan. I think you were talking about you showed Dave Glasser and the Still Rockin' America, and who was the last one you showed?
Oh, Greg Thomas. We were talking about that poster.
Well, with us doing the Dawn Patrol vinyl episode, it was fun seeing everybody post some of their albums and stuff. And Shane Brown posted he was at the record store and was asking if this copy of Dawn Patrol was worth $30, and it was, fun to interact with him, telling him what to look for and everything, and he ended up getting a pretty good deal on it. What I was telling him was, yeah, you may pay a little bit more for it just because you have it in your hand. It's worth it to be able to look at it, inspect it, and just have it right there than to maybe save $5 or $6, and then you got to wait for it. You got to hope it's in the condition that it looked like in the photos, and then you got to hope that the post office didn't beat the shit out of it. So yeah, $30. And whenever you're at a record shop, I always, if it's a $30 album, I'll say, hey, you take 20 for it. And usually they'll either say yes a lot of times, or they might shoot back and go, give me 25. Worst case scenario, if you're ready to buy it for 30, you still buy it for 30. A lot of times, if there's an album that's $30, I don't want it for 30, but I will take it for 20. If I say I'll give you 20 for it and they don't say it, I just put it back, and usually you're checking out, they'll tell you go grab it for 20, and then sure. So, and I'm trying to see what else was on here. You can see how prepared I was. Patrick Fitzgerald is still posting the song of the day, it looks like.
Yeah.
Brent Walder has a Fans in Motion t-shirt. John Reed, I think a newer member. Maybe I could be wrong. He posted a cool story about meeting Jack when he peeked through a fence and Jack was back there, and Jack came over and spent some time with him and everything, and he didn't have to. So that was a cool story. There's the photo there.
Okay, I remember that. Yeah, that was cool.
And this is actually what I was looking for. Jeannie O'Brien posted, does anyone know anything about the reference of how he's got a paperback Catcher in the Rye means in the song Night Ranger? And you can go a lot of ways in that. J.D. Salinger's Catcher in the Rye book. And I just put my thoughts of, the book really describes, the grittiness of the cities and teenage angst. And a lot of times, just sounds cool. And then, who was it?
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head. I read what you wrote.
And then Kent Moan put something on here, and he probably pronounces his last name incorrect too. But Kent, it's M-O-H-N, Moan. He probably pronounces it Mon, but it's actually Moan. So Kent, tell your kids to pronounce it correctly. He said that he thought, with the song probably being written, he said, talking about those lyrics in 83. Well, Eddie's Coming Out Tonight was around in 81. We know that from the Oakland show. So even closer to John Lennon's murder. And he just posted this right before I came on. I haven't even had time to respond to him. But I did get to read it. And so he's thinking John Lennon's murderer had a copy of Catcher in the Rye in his pocket when he murdered John Lennon. And, it goes along with the song. And if I remember correctly, I could be wrong, but he shot John Lennon and then he went over and sat on a curb and read the Catcher in the Rye until the cops showed up.
That makes sense.
It obviously could be any of that, but I still go back to it just sounds cool. And sometimes... You ever seen the movie Field of Dreams?
Yeah.
Terrence Mann,
I haven't seen it since it came out.
James Earl Jones' character, he's an author. In the book, Kevin Costner's character goes and meets J.D. Salinger, the guy who wrote Catcher in the Rye, and then he's in that story, basically the part of James Earl Jones, but they couldn't really do it for the movie, so they made up a fictional author. So those of you that like Field of Dreams, there's a little bit of 7 degrees of Night Ranger to Field of Dreams with J.D. Salinger and Catcher in the Rye. That's the wrong song. That was Night Ranger. That wasn't Eddie's Coming Out Tonight. No, wait. Eddie, I don't know what fucking...
Night Ranger's Catcher in the Rye.
Yeah, whatever. I'm smarter than I thought.
Eddie's a Tenderloin Life.
Yeah. So, yes, and what I said earlier is more towards what he said correct, because we don't know. During that Oakland show, the song Night Ranger wasn't performed. But anyways, I'm fucking tired. You can tell I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I think we're ready to get on to the subject at hand.
Should have been a single.
Hey, hold on. I forgot one thing on the last episode.
7 Witches Tour Laserdisc.
Yep, and you get those great photos of the van.
That's not vinyl.
That is the... No, yeah, that's right. I was thinking we was doing 7 Wishes. What the fuck? Well, hey, on top of that... Well, it's 7 Wishes... Or wait. I don't know what the hell we're doing. Where are we at? Hey, what about this? Is this right at all? Did we do a 7 Wishes?
That's not right at all.
We did a 7 Wishes episode, though. But anyways,
one?
Hold on. I can put it under new stuff. There we go. So new stuff. I did pick this up. Japanese... vinyl or
cardboard sleeve CD.
Yep, it's on Geffen.
Now, why'd you do that when you've got that massive box set?
I don't have any of these series, and I got it for a decent price.
Aren't they the same series that's in that box?
Well, it don't have the same Obi strip. That was the first thing. Plus, I wanted to just check it out. I think when I open it up, I haven't compared it. The material inside is the same, but I haven't been able to compare it yet. Maybe I'll do that on the next episode. Not the very next episode, but, you know, the episode after that.
I want to see it, so that's cool.
All right, now do what you were doing. Introduce the subject at hand.
Should have been a single. Could have been a single. Should have been a single.
Hey, before you start, I got a big life record here for our last episode. All right.
Would you like to go chronologically?
No, let's just jump to 7 first.
Yeah, whatever.
That's not good. I just realized I don't have a CD in my Dawn Patrol tray.
Make me like this one. All my CDs are always lined up perfectly.
Yeah, I sometimes do that.
Very, very anal count.
Anyways, so Night Ranger released, and if I'm going to do this off the top of my head, so maybe tell me if I'm wrong. Don't Tell Me You Love Me was the first single, followed by Sing Me Away, and then I think in the States too. I don't know if it was available commercially though. Young Girl in Love.
That was just for radio, to best of my knowledge. I'm looking at the singles.
You know what? Someone posted on the page their 45 of Young Girl in Love, and I told them that the stock copy is actually rarer than the promo copy. So it was released commercially as a 45, though they are not common. So if you see a Young Girl in Love and it's not a promo, you may want to pick it up because it's a lot more rare than the actual promo version. So those are your 3 singles. They only made 2 videos on MTV, Don't Tell Me You Love Me and Sing Me Away. So, do you agree with those choices, or would you have stayed pat, or would you have changed anything?
I would have not changed a thing. I totally agreed with Don't Tell Me You Love Me and Sing Me Away.
Yeah, I obviously agree with Don't Tell Me You Love Me and Sing Me Away. The only thing and again, we're doing like a lot of hindsight. You're looking back 38 years, 2020 vision. But to me, I think you could have done something in that time period. You're looking at 82, okay? Early 83. MTV's really young. Think about the rock videos and how even the coolest ones at the time are kind of cheesy looking now, right? Not that the song has a lot of single potential, but I think you could have made a cool video at the time to go with this song, and I think it would have gotten airplay just because of, if you would have put some money into production, it would have been a great cheesy video, cheesy now, but great video at the time. I think you could have done Eddie's Coming Out Tonight. And you do like the video of a bar and whatever you wanted to do, and that whole storyline. And think about your videos, your rock videos like Y&T and Judas Priest and some of those from 82. I think you could have made something from that song and made a video and released that. And I know why they didn't. MCA just picked up their contract, and you can either put $50,000 into a video to sell another, 60,000 copies of a record, or you can just put them back in the studio and have them sell 500,000 to 1 million new copies of a new album. So I get why they didn't do it, but I think you could have released Eddie's Coming Out Tonight as a video on MTV and gotten some airplay just because of the newness of videos and all that. Right?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I lost you on my screen, so I look preoccupied.
I still got you, unfortunately, so you're all right.
Yeah, it just went blank, and I'm just... Okay, there you are. I'm trying to get you to be the full screen. But yeah, I think the sad thing is, that even if they would have done the video, it would have gotten played. Because they didn't even play Like I said, I may have seen "Sing Me Away" in pieces 3 times.
Well, it would be a different video than just "Sing Me Away." It would have to be something like, you know, what we consider cheesy now. Them in a haunted house, or you know, them in this dark bar, and you got the Eddie character, and you know, he's eating a tenderloin sandwich, and you know, just you know, stuff that we would look at back now as cheesy, but I think you could do it along with that song. So Midnight Madness, the first single was "You Can Still Rock in America." Second single, "Sister Christian." Third single, "When You Close Your Eyes." Fourth single, "Rumors in the Air." What do you think of that?
I like them all.
This is an interesting episode.
I like them all. Yeah, "Rumors in the Air" was released, I think, just to rock album-orientated rock stations.
It was not commercially released, except for in Japan. You can buy a commercial 45 of it. It was released to radio stations on 12-inch vinyl.
Yeah,
but
that's what I'm.
But that was it. Was put on the 16 Candles soundtrack as well. But you know, there is a single out there, so I did include it.
Yeah, I always thought they should have released "Let 'Em Run" as a single. Always. Video, I think that would have been a huge hit. I think that was a lost opportunity. I know it was played, like I said, Andy and I have spoken about it. It was played on our rock station WEBN down here. WEBN. Yeah.
Sounds like I'm saying what you're saying.
WEBN 102.7.
And I think if you, again, I always say Midnight Madness is the perfect Night Ranger album. And it's almost by the book of how successful 80s rock bands basically release singles. You came out with a hard rock song that was good, but probably wouldn't chart that high, just to basically say, hey, we're a rock band. And then you would release the second single, was usually the ballad, and then the third single was usually a catchy mid-tempo rock song. And this fit that bill perfectly. So I can't really say that they did anything incorrect there. At this point, I don't know if any of those songs that are left are really commercial or are going to do anything. I agree with you maybe with "Let Him Run." But again, if you got 7 Wishes ready to come out, and you think you're at a peak and you can hit another peak and just keep it going, then I get just doing the 3 singles and hitting the next record. So I don't think I would change anything with the Midnight Madness. 7 Wishes, released May of '85. You got the first single was "Sentimental Street." The second single was 4 in the Morning, and the third single was "Goodbye." What would you change?
I would have possibly released "This Boy Needs a Rock" as a single, because as you were just speaking about, the first one's your rocker. At this point now, Night Ranger is known for Sister Christian, so instantly we get "Sentimental Street."
I could see that. I don't think "This Boy Needs to Rock" is nowhere near what "You Can Still Rock in America" is. And "You Can Still Rock in America" didn't do anything. So if it's not going to do anything, "This Boy Needs to Rock's probably not going to do anything.
I'm just going by the formula.
I get that, but you need to have a strong rock song to do that formula. And though we all like "This Boy Needs to Rock," when you're talking general mainstream, and "Sentimental Street" was a top 10 hit. You can't go wrong with just coming out of the gates with a top 10 hit. But I do agree with you. I think you could have...
Either that or 7 Wishes.
I think you could have done something where you released "Sentimental Street" like you did, and you released "This Boy Needs to Rock" at the same time, no music video, but you release it to the rock stations. And you got your top 40 stations playing Sentimental Street, and you got your hard rock stations maybe not playing it a lot, but you do have it out there being played as well. I don't disagree with any. I really can't. I mean, it's
4 in the Morning is a great tune.
Well, they're all top 20, and 2 of them are top 10 hits. All right. Well, I know they're all top 20. I think Sentimental Street was the top 10 hit. The only thing I could think is maybe Faces, though it's not made.
3 for Sentimental Street. 4 in the Morning showing 13.
Well, that might be the.
Pardon me, I'm looking at the wrong thing.
You're looking at
number 8 for Sentimental Street, number 19 for 4 in the Morning, and number 17.
Yep.
For Goodbye.
The only other track I think maybe would have a little bit of potential, and it's not a favorite of mine, would be Faces. I think it's got
really
an 80s, that feel for the time. And unfortunately, it's maybe the harder rocking song. I mean, I think it may be even harder than 4 in the Morning, which harder is not the right word because neither of those songs are really that hard of rock song. But, you could have thrown that maybe in there somewhere towards the end. I don't know. That would be the only thing I could think of. And Faces was on the original Hype sticker. So maybe they had that in mind, but that's the only song that I think had some commercial value that they didn't use was Faces. And again, I'm not the biggest fan of it. I don't know what the fuck Faces means, and I guess I could look into the lyrics more and think about it, but make something up. But just the title's kind of different. And
do you hear that?
Mm-hmm.
I can hear Bethany yelling, "I need a woman."
Yeah,
I can hear her. Bethany, hear you?
Dun-dun.
We don't care.
Hey, start smiling there, Happy Gilmore.
Oh. Yeah, I had to pull out the U.S. version. Japanese version. I know. My Japanese version. If you look at the back of these, the U.S. version, big letters for Big Life. Or for the U.S. version, and Japanese is very little, and I can't see them because I'm 51, and I think I need readers at this point. But I really don't need to see it to know what I need to release as a single off this album.
What?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, I lost my earbuds, so I was fine.
You're just a mess over there.
I am. So disheveled. That's a big word, like gymnasium.
So
you want to go or you want me to go?
We'll keep the formula. You go.
Rain Comes Crashing Down should have been a single. That I think would have peaked a lot higher than the number 64 Secret of My Success. But they had the movie. I understand. Yada yada yada.
Well, we will talk about the promotion and the issues that the band had with that movie and that single. It didn't quite go as they thought it would. But I don't think you can go wrong with Secret of My Success being the first single. I mean, you're tied to a major motion picture. David Foster is producing it, co-writing it. Michael J. Fox is in the movie. You're the hottest band, one of the hottest bands out there. Had everything that you needed to be a success, but they obviously didn't know the secret too well because it did not work entirely for them.
And honestly, I've never seen the movie in its entirety. I can't tell you if it's good.
It's a good movie. I enjoy it.
I don't recall what it did box office wise, how popular it was. I don't recall it being popular.
Well, I don't think it was a bomb either, but I couldn't tell you if what it was. And the actress, I mean, I can't remember her name now, but I mean, she was coming off Supergirl, and she had a name.
Ellen Slater.
Yes, yep.
Okay.
So she had some stuff going, and like I said, you can't fault the band for doing The Secret of My Success and everything that went with it. There's just some politics and stuff that happened. We'll talk about that in the Big Life episode. That really damaged that album's chances.
Yeah.
Hearts Away, I get it. You follow the formula. If you follow it with a ballad. I mean, they almost did.
Great ballad.
You almost did the Midnight Madness, rock song, ballad, mid-tempo rock song. You could argue.
The second single was Color of Your Smile.
Was it?
Yeah, they released that second. That was the second video.
All right, well.
Then Hearts Away.
That shows you how much it got played, because I remember that video.
Right. It hardly ever got played.
Well,
and I remember graduating and going on my trip after high school. I remember seeing Hearts Away on cable TV in Myrtle Beach. I never saw it again on the TV after that.
I saw Hearts Away at my grandma's house, and it was on when they would do the previews of the videos coming up, and I had to sit for like 45 minutes. That was the last MTV Night Ranger video I ever saw for a decade.
Yeah, I saw it that one time, and that was it.
So where would you throw Rain Comes Crashing Down?
You mean where would I throw it?
I mean, would you take out a single and put that one in, or would you release it at the end?
We gotta pretend there's no movie. We have to pretend. I wouldn't have released Secret of My Success, but there was a movie, so. But we're pretending. In your world, you get to pretend that we're on our 25th anniversary of this record, and we're going to play this, and you'll all see that.
Well, if I'm
soon.
pretending I'm a big business mogul that has a lot of clout and money, and I'm giving cocaine to some of these DJs, and Love Is Standing Near is the new rock hit. But
love that song too.
To me, Color Your Smile. I know a lot of Night Ranger fans like that song. I don't want to hear anything about Color of Smiles. If I want to hear Color of Smiles, I'll listen to Chicago. And it's, to me, it's the farthest thing from Night Ranger. Night Ranger, to me, if you're going to have rock ballads, Hearts Away, Sister Christian, stuff like that, you're going to get that. But you're going to get cool rock songs like This Boy Needs to Rock. You're going to get Eddie's Coming Out Tonight, Night Ranger, Touch of Madness. And Color Your Smile is this weird little mix that kind of fits like 4 in the morning. That they don't, and I'm not the biggest fan of 4 in the morning. So to me, Color Your Smile, and it was, look at them in that video, and then go look at any other MTV rock band that's on there at that time. It's not the right choice. I think
they did it on the same set they did Secret of My Success on, too.
Just saying that visually it wasn't the right choice. Song-wise, it wasn't the right choice. I don't think you could release anything else but Hearts Away. I don't think Rain Comes Crashing Down is a cool song. I don't think it's getting played on MTV. I tell you what, though, I would release it before I release Color Your Smile. I would have put a video of it. I think if you shortened it a little bit, because it's a 6-minute song.
Yeah.
You shorten it a little bit, and you pumped some good money into the video. Black and white a little bit and stuff like that. Maybe it has a chance. But you're going against Bon Jovi's and Cinderella's, and you're not
with this
87. And if we really
Guns N' Roses is just released Appetite.
White Snake, so I don't think you really you could do much. But I think, to me, I don't release Color Your Smile, and I at least try it with Rain Comes Crashing Down, because there's no rock song on there that you could even attempt to get. Not that they're bad songs, they fit in a weird category. Is Carry On a rock song or a ballad? It kind of goes over the place. Same with Better Let It Go. And I mean, you could say, Night Ranger always wanted to be this band, and they were when they started out, and they were these 2 albums, that there and that there. So they were that band, and they wanted to go back to that band. But these are the 2 albums that they strayed really from, and when they tried to go back to that original sound, it was too late. That's a deeper discussion. So now you have Man in Motion. 2, 3, 4. So the first single, I Did It for Love, and then they did release 2 more singles from this record. They only released them as 45s. They released Don't Stop Thinking I'm Alone Tonight and Reason to Be. And I'd have to even look hard to see what all is out there, Reason to Be. I do know there's a promotional ad where they promote the new single, Reason to Be. So, do you kick it off with I Did It for Love?
I would have kicked it off with Don't Start Thinking I'm Alone Tonight. That's more your 4 in the morning.
I always said that's like the sister song to When You Close Your Eyes. Yeah,
that too. I mean, I always think of those 2 songs together anyway, 4 in the morning and When You Close Your Eyes.
No, that's incorrect.
So that's how I think of them the same. I like them the same.
And just for that, I'm going to mention Lit first. Ding! Because you were incorrect. You don't get your Lit pat on the back today. I honestly, at this point, don't know if they could have released anything and it could have saved them at this time. It sounds like with them, there was so much disdain between them and the record company that are you messaging the guys in Lit and apologizing for not?
I'm not even saying their name, but I can tell you this: they never covered a Night Ranger song.
Well, that's why I don't really like them.
They covered Snowblind, Ace Frehley.
Are you messaging them like, hey guys, if you watch this episode, he mentioned Lit before I did, and I really was going to, but I got too busy. But I really still love you. Do you guys still love me?
Had no intentions on speaking about my boys tonight.
So you would release Don't Start Thinking I'm Alone Tonight. I don't think it matters what the hell you really release.
No, it doesn't matter at all what they're going to release at this point because when it came out and died.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to give too much because we got the album focus. So there's some other issues that they had. But I think I don't know. They followed it up with, because I would say, well, release I Did It for Love. It does have the most potential, unfortunately. It didn't do anything.
It's Ballard,
Yeah. I would say follow it with Halfway to the Sun, but I don't think you're getting...
Andy would agree with you on that.
And it's a cool rock song. I just don't think you're getting any radio play with it. And you're just killing more time and more promotion to where I was going to say then follow it with Don't Start Thinking I'm Alone Tonight. So I don't. You could pretty much put in anything you want, and I don't think it would have mattered because I just think at that time, things change and scenes change, and unfortunately, it was just a scene change that they didn't blame it on however you want. It just didn't happen with MCA in 1988, 89.
Like I said, a lot of those bands were getting... I mean, they got lumped in with Loverboy and what have you. Loverboy was going through the same thing at the same time.
Survivor, Huey Lewis, all those rock... Yep. So
those top 40 rock bands were just... It was hurting them.
Yep. So we did the Classic 5. So you said we were heading down the road. So Night Ranger...
If you want to, we can.
I don't care. We can go. Night Ranger, Feeding Off the Mojo is the next studio album. Look at you.
You make fun of me about good.
Wait,
I can say that about you and Gary Moon, about you,
What's there to make fun of?
Leave you alone. I'm going to be nice.
It's a Night Ranger album. Why are you bashing?
Why?
I didn't say anything. I'm wondering why you're bashing Night Ranger on a Night Ranger podcast. It's the only thing. Yeah. I just said, hey,
You.
we're going to the next Night Ranger album, which is Mojo.
Why don't you stand up when you do it?
I'm all right. So, I'd have to think about this. Mojo, I think, was the first single.
That and Precious Time. Were those the two singles off this
There
album?
was 3 of them that they released singles for. It was Mojo, Precious Time, and Do You Feel Like I Do. Again, 1995, the name Night Ranger, it didn't matter if Jack Blades was on that record. And eventually it doesn't, because Jack Blades is on a record and it doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter. It didn't have a chance.
Oh, it was the name alone. The name alone buried them.
Yep. So, Mojo being the first single, and I'm pretty sure it was, I get it. I'm okay with Precious Time. It has a Night Ranger feel. It's a little bit darker, a little bit more mature of a song. I enjoy that. I get why they released Do You Feel Like I Do. It's a known commodity. They can put it out there. Maybe rock radio will catch on to it. Who knows? I know they played it live when I saw them, I think in the summer of 95. And it went, people enjoyed it because it's a song they knew, and, Brad had fun with it and everything. The song that I would release, I always liked Last Chance. I either think Last Chance or Music Box, especially Music Box, had the most potential to be something that was different and would catch on. But again, I don't know if anything would change anything in that time period. You concur?
I concur.
Doctor? Doctor. So you concur. What about Neverland?
Neverland. I remember when this finally came out in the States, because I'd already heard it, had my Japanese copy. But Brian Urban, I bet he $10 that this album was going to be a hit.
You betting $10 it was going to be a hit?
I lost $10. Yeah. But I was going to crack top 40. He told me I was full of shit and didn't know my ass from a hole in the ground and blah, 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 blah. I really had faith in this album. I thought people would want to hear it. I was wrong.
So in the States, I guess you only have one single. In Japan, I don't want to get too much into it, but you have the EP. So I really wouldn't consider that a single, just the EP. So as far as I know, they only released Forever All Over Again as a single. I just always... I don't... And they had promotion behind it. I mean, they sent that you could go to the store. I remember going to the music store, and you could find the CD single in there. And
yep. Oh, Best Buy had a lot of the stuff.
I just think it's almost too light for it to be played on the radio. I mean, there's, even Sister Christian has a lot of guitar and stuff, and
at this point, you're coming off the success of Damn Yankees and what they did with High Enough and what have you.
Well, you're still 7 years out from that. From High Enough.
Yeah, but I mean, the most recent quote-unquote hit. Was it that long in between? 7 years?
Well, the album came out in 90. I think it was the second single off the record. So you're looking at late 90 when High Enough came out. I mean, that's the difference between Damn Yankees and Midnight Madness.
This is 97 in Japan. 98 in America, right?
Early 97 in Japan, summer of 97 in the United States. So, like I said, you're looking at about 7 years. The only thing I always thought was a little bit different was they always talk about we were lumped as a ballad band.
Yeah, but they're writing a lot.
And they come back, and not only do you release your first single as Forever All Over Again, but it's the number one track on the album in the States. The running order on the Japanese record's so much better. I get it that you want it to be, featured, but at least make Neverland the number one song, and then track 2 be that. To me, you're going out to buy the new Night Ranger album and you throw it in and then, okay, here we go. Is it going to be Big Life, like an opening track like that? Don't Tell Me You Love Me. You Can Still Rock in America. And I threw it in and it's dun, 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 dun. Like I said, the Japanese version's fun because it's New York time. I think that pops that open. So
I'm looking at it right now. And then it goes into a ballad, As Always I Would Remain. But that's even a better ballad to go into.
And again, the marketing of them is we hope we're going to release the most commercial. Because if I say release Neverland, a rock song, I know it's not going nowhere. To me, I'm just making a statement. Okay, hey, you know what? We're going to press 2,000 of these promo CDs and send them out to stations. We know it's not going to get played, but we're doing it to say, hey, this is a rock band, and then we'll pump out the ballad. They obviously don't want to waste the time and the money to do that, and we're just going straight to where we think everything's at. And from what I understand is that's the song that got them that deal, was they heard that song, the record company.
In America.
And this is going to be the song and that's what got them signed, and that's what they put the money on, and unfortunately it did not happen.
And and they weren't signed to anything. They were signed to a Japanese label when they did that record. So it was a. Well, so who knows? Who knows if
they may have signed. They may have been signed at the same time for both records, but the Sony in the United States just kept it for a later release date. Oh. I don't know that for sure, but that's a possibility that okay, because I've seen it happen before. We turn in the album, Japan releases it, and back then you didn't have the internet. You could release it in Japan, and you didn't have to worry about people in the United States hearing it, and because it was only dorks like us going to record shows and getting the record. So it was still something that most Americans hadn't heard. So 7, released in 1998, 2 singles, Sign of the Times. I should get the singles out. I got them over there. And Kong.
Yeah, I disagree with both of those releases.
Well, I disagree with Kong. I'm not the only one. That may be my Night Ranger song that I am the least fond of. But I did have this album as number 2 on my favorite Night Ranger albums. I don't have an issue with Sign of the Times. To me, it's the first single. You're kind of doing what I said to do on Neverland. Come out, just, hard rock song. To me, you have great Night Ranger ballads that are actually better than Forever All Over Again, because they are, not as just thin as Forever All Over Again.
Forever All Over Again.
I don't think it's a bad song. I just don't think it's something that could have been played on the radio. It's so quiet. I mean, it's just dun, dun, acoustic guitars to where I think you could have done Don't Ask Me Why or When I Call on You. I think those had a little bit of potential to do something. They're more the Night Ranger feel. And I do tell people that I was in Meijer grocery store. You guys that don't have a Meijer, it's basically like a Walmart. Has groceries on one side and regular stuff on the other side. I was in the store and it was later at night, and When I Call on You was over the music. Kind of weird, at that time you hadn't heard Night Ranger on the radio for over 10 years, and nothing was being played single wise on any radio stations. But here I am in Meijer, and all of a sudden I'm like, is that what I think it is? And sure enough, When I Call on You was being played over the music. So what's weird is that probably got more play than any of the other singles that were released in the 90s. just because I heard it on the music. I can't say I heard Forever All Over Again on the radio, or I heard anything off Mojo on the radio, or I heard anything else off 7. But I did hear that one track at Muzak, so.
That's funny because fast forward to Shaw Blades.
Well, no, rewind to Shaw Blades. 95. I skipped it.
Well, rewind to Shaw Blades. I'll Always Be With You. I heard on TJ Maxx on the Muzak. On that, and I'm in the store and I'm singing this song and I'm not real. I'm like, oh my god, you know.
Now, was that at the time that the album was out?
About a year later.
Okay, and I think because I turned a lot of my friends on to that album, I won't say that it was the right album to release commercially in 1995. Because I remember when I got it, I'm thinking this is going to be a Tommy Shaw, Jack Blades rockin' album, and I get it. I'm like, all right, that ain't what I expected.
But it was still good.
It was still good. Just I don't know if that's what you release in '95 coming out of Damn Yankees. Especially with all the promotion you had one good kick with Warner Brothers to make a dent. I don't know. That's more for a Shaw Blades episode.
Around that time, there was acoustic stuff was huge.
Well, I think you're a year behind,
that
man.
Rock band that did all acoustic. I think they were out of Kentucky. Anyway,
I think you're
the one to abuse. Well, I finally found. I'm talking about that song.
Oh, Lord.
I don't know what it's called.
I mean, the whole Hootie and the Blowfish and all that stuff started to come out in 96, 97. So, I don't know. Not that I think they would ever be influenced by that to begin with. But it's one of my favorite albums of all time. It's my cruising record. I still remember me and my buddy hopped in the car and drove to Vegas on a whim back in 98. And we were taking 6-hour shifts. And he's crashed in the back, and I'm driving through the desert through Utah. When you see a sign that says no service next 100 miles, and there's nothing. It's just you and the highway. And I was going down the highway like the song says. I wasn't in a blue Continental. I was in a blue Chevy Celebrity. But doesn't sound as good lyrically.
Yeah,
but I'm listening to that song or that album, and I'm in the desert, and you got snow-capped mountains in the distance. It's just one of those perfect times and the perfect record. So I really enjoy the record. Was that the only single, I'll Always Be With You?
My Hallucination. That was on Tom. That was released on Tommy Boy.
Yeah, but I don't know if it's technically a single. Did they release "Come to Be My Friend"?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what else you release off that.
I just happened. You talking about Muzak, and that popped in.
Well, I thought we were doing Shaw Blades.
I still haven't even picked my singles off this yet.
Well, you know what? Jump into it. What's your singles off of 7?
Hey.
Jesus Christ, we are just horrible. Why does
I
anybody listen to this podcast? I don't know.
I would have done probably. I would have cared between "Sea of Love," "Peace Sign," or "Panic and Jane." I like all three of those, but I would have definitely released "Revelation." "Revelation" is my favorite song off this album.
Revelation 4 a.m. from Hole in the Sun?
No, "Revelation."
4 a.m.
No. Are you trying to be a shithead here, or are you?
Off the album 7 Wishes?
Revelation.
7 Wishes. Revelation 4 a.m.
There he goes. There he goes playing around.
Yeah. That's the only thing I don't like, too. It's like, don't have an album called 7 Wishes and then call an album 7.
They have an song called Revelation.
And
then the next album, Revelation 4 a.m.
That's like,
and then, to make matters worse, I think off of, might as well, off Hole in the Sun.
Are we? All right, so, yeah. So, Screw Shaw Blades. Fuck those guys.
I didn't know if we were going to do Shaw Blades or not.
You asked me before we started recording if we were doing Shaw Blades. I said, I don't know. I don't care. I'll do whatever. You said yes. Hey, all right.
Go back to it. I got it right here.
What about Hole in the Sun? They released how many singles off that?
just You're Gonna Hear From Me would have been it. At least that's the one they played live. I would have went with Whatever Happened. Whatever Happened's a fun song. That's what I would have went with off this record.
It's a very different song. It's nothing like they've ever done before. I like this song. You're Going to Hear From Me was a single off that record. I think again you could have released anything, and it
wouldn't have mattered.
I'm not a big fan of You're Going to Hear It From Me. I like, like I said, the Brad Gillis songs, Rockstar and Drama Queen. I think you would have had just as much luck with those as anything else. This Is Life is a great Night Ranger ballad, but again, I don't think you would have done anything. And honestly, probably the most like Night Ranger sounding song on that record would probably be the title track, Hole in the Sun.
That's not a bad song.
Yeah, so I mean that could be, maybe to me you release that because it sounds a lot more like Night Ranger, and you get them in, and then you hit them with these different type of songs. So, yeah, I don't know. I guess that's where I would go with that. Somewhere in California. Now, I think this is the point where maybe they don't release singles anymore, because I don't have any CD singles up to that point.
It was he released a back cover that's hard to read when it's darker.
What the hell are you doing?
I've got my iPhone out magnifying the song titles.
God, how did we ever get 13 views?
Man.
I don't know. It's a miracle. It's a miracle.
See, Follow Your Heart would have been would have definitely been a single for me on this album. Love Follow Your Heart.
I think you can't go wrong with Growing Up with California. Well, I guess that was. I guess I'm thinking CD singles. That's what they released video wise. Did they release anything video wise from the rest of it? I was trying to think if they did Lay It On Me, but
Lay It On Me's great. That's what they played live too. They played that one too.
Yeah. So I agree with leading off with growing Up in California. I think Lay It On Me would have been a great song too. To me, you got a Night Ranger sound, and you got a heavy Night Ranger song with Lay It On Me, and you could even do Follow Your Heart. Obviously, the music industry's changed even from 2007 to 2011. You're away from CD singles, and you're just doing these YouTube videos now. So it's a whole different type promotion. And they really get better at it, because I think off of Don't Let Up, you get to that point and they have three videos off that. So
jumping ahead.
I know. I have that. High Road.
High Road, we had not Never Stop and High Road were the two videos for that album.
I don't know if I had to think about what the video for High Road. For some reason, it's not. I know the Knock Knock Never Stop. Just
we play it every Saturday night on our.
Yeah, well,
on our Facebook.
I just okay that. I don't really have time to.
They're in a barn,
Isn't that? I thought that was.
Yeah, it's the same thing. They're outside for High Road, aren't they?
Well, we're High Road. The single that they should have released was Mountain Song. I mean, that's just... And from the heavens above, I think Todd would agree from what I remember. So,
yeah, I don't disagree with that.
That should have been on the album, and it should have been a damn single, and it's a shame. I want to talk to who's in charge here, and we'll go get my hair cut like Karen. So, if you do not have Night Ranger High Road with Mountain Song on it, you need to go to eBay, wherever, go to Brent's house and get a copy that has that track on it.
It's a digipack version that comes with a DVD, bonus DVD. But it's a Best Buy exclusive, though, isn't it?
Best Buy. It may be on. It may be on something else. I don't know, but I do know it's that Best Buy version in the States is the best one to get because it had all 3 bonus tracks. And then the
Japanese. I don't know what the Japanese has.
The Japanese was.
I don't even know your name.
Well,
that was a bonus.
I think that I want to say the Japanese was like a live track of "Lay It On Me" from like one of the rock festivals, but again, I may not. So, don't let up somehow, some way. Truth, right? And
Truth, yes.
Day and Night.
Day and Night. I would have done the "Don't Let Up." I would have done the title of the album. That's a great song.
I always liked the last track, "Nothing Left of Yesterday." I think that would be a great kind of, because they really haven't done a video for any ballads. And I guess I get that to an extent, but again, unfortunately, Night Ranger is also known to have great ballads, and
Truth is about the closest they've come in the past 10 years of doing that.
But to me, nothing left of yesterday is a great track, and you could put any of those. I mean, a lot of those songs, to me, they rank about the same. They're all good. If they did Jamie, I think
it's a great song.
You could live with that. So,
did you get the Japanese version of this?
I do. We Can Work It Out is the bonus track. I think it's an acoustic version.
Yeah, exactly. I was wondering if you have that or not. I don't have it.
Ding. So there you are. Something we came up with. With Andy not being here, us and our time constraints, we had to kind of think of something that me and you could do, and it'd be fun. And we came up with this. And hindsight's always 20/20. It's kind of fun to do. And I guess I would say, for everybody out there listening, watching, what do you agree with? Was there anything that we brought up that you're like, hey, I never looked at it that way? Josh is right, very much so. Or is there something that we mentioned that you don't agree with at all? Probably something like, what the fuck is Brent talking about? That guy is really a freaking idiot. So if you have those moments, leave a message on the YouTube page. Or if there's something that we didn't mention, let's say you think I think that
Boys of Summer bonus track.
No.
Should have been a hit single.
You think I Know Tonight off of Big Life should have been a single. Then put on there, hey, I think this should have been a single, and this is why. It's just, I always enjoy seeing what other people's thoughts are on different songs and stuff like that. So there you go. Just let us know what you think. This is just for fun, just to see what maybe in an alternate universe where the movie The Secret of My Success did not exist, what could have happened.
Tom Chapin. Told you, keep my hype stickers on my CDs. By the way, check Blade's Rock and Roll Ride. Also has a song called Anything for You. It's not the same Anything for You that's on. No. Talking about the Revelation. Revelation 4 a.m.
I'll be damned. Yeah, I never.
Bring that up.
Yeah, it's just like, couldn't you just To me, I never really made any revelations at 4 a.m. because if I'm still up at 4 a.m., that means I'm really tying on a bender, right? And at 4 a.m.
They took two songs titles, 4 in the morning and Revelation.
No.
They made one song title out of it.
If it's 4 a.m., that means we've stopped drinking at 2:30, and like, hey, we're going to tie one on. So usually what happens is, you start cranking them, getting it going. So 4 a.m., you're still going. If you're at that point, you've probably done, a couple bumps, and you've got the liquor and the booze flowing. it's really, you have your revelations at either two times. About 6 a.m. when the sun comes up, revelation 6 a.m., like, holy shit. Or you pass out and you wake up in probably about 2 p.m. in a pile of puke that's not yours. So it's revelation 2 p.m. That's really where you have your revelation, 6 a.m. or 2 p.m., depending on what narcotic you're partaking in. So, yeah, I've never really been at 4 a.m. having any revelation. Usually at 4 a.m. my only revelation is I shouldn't have stayed up and watched this movie because it really sucked, and now I got to get up early.
Or I shouldn't have had that 8th White Castle.
Now, if the next Night Ranger album has track number 3 is called The 8th White Castle, and the last track is Revelation 2 p.m., I expect us to get some songwriting credits. So
anyway, does that do it, Josh?
Yeah. If you're watching on the YouTube, which you have to be, go to the subscribe button. Hit the subscribe. We hit 51 subscribers. Yay, us. Leave some comments below. Let us know that we're loved. Hey, we're getting 100 views at least a week. Getting good minutes in. Some people out there are watching it. After this episode, I'm not sure why. If I was you, I would have clicked the stop button a long time ago. But whatever. Maybe you're drinking and it just makes you happy to see that there's 2 people out there that, you know, have less lives than you, I guess.
And we love White Castle.
Yeah. But hey, you know what it is? It's just people like to listen to this Talk Night Ranger. There's nothing out there. We are the one and only. We crush all the competition.
We're the first all Night Ranger show too.
Yeah. And those
I
guys
don't know of any other one.
Yeah. Those guys out there probably what the fuck? They're probably out there trying, like Brad and Kelly and Jack are pulling their money together to hire a production company. Like, it don't have to be good. It just has to be better than Fans in Motion.
This is what they produced. This is what they get. They recorded music. They got this. Sorry, but Jack, you will be on here. Kelly, you will be on here. Brad, you know you're going to be on here. Carrie, anytime.
Yeah, that's who I want. That's who I want. I want Fitz. If I've always said the 2 people I want is James Blades and Alan Fitzgerald. Those are the 2 guys. We're holding off on any interview, doing any of that stuff until Andy comes back, number 1, and our schedules die down a little bit. I got a trip next weekend. I'm actually going down towards you to the Belterra Casino since we can't do a baseball trip this year, we're going to go down to the casino, put some money on some baseball games and the Blue Jackets hockey game on Saturday night. I'm going to drink whatever is way too much and then add 3 more to it. And
your mask. You're going to take your Night Ranger mask.
Well,
you're going to wear your shirt to match.
Yes. And all I got to do is I just got to make it to the sports book. And then if I'm constantly drinking, which is every intent, I can keep it. I don't have to wear it. So and if I drink enough, I won't remember having to wear it on the way back. So I really just have to wear it down there.
No. Next week's episode, we'll have Andy in it. We recorded it a couple weeks ago, so we've got one in the can for you folks.
Maybe. You never know. You never know what'll show up.
Speaking of White Castle, we got one in the can.
Ding, ding, ding. Okay, so everyone, thank you for joining. Let us know what you think. Give us your ideas of what singles you think should have been released or what you think that should not have been released.
And share the episode. Yeah, share the page.
Get it out there. And chime in. The Facebook. If you're not on the Facebook page, that's the HQ. That's where everything we're doing really comes from. Is the community on the Facebook page. So and there are people that I don't think are on the Facebook page because I can see some of the analytics on YouTube, and it's from outside sources from them just doing a search on YouTube. So if you found us and for some forsaken reason you are still listening at 1 minute and 22 seconds, go to Facebook, type in Fans in Motion, Night Ranger, something like that, and click join, and welcome to the community. On that,
Don't do it, Josh. It's going to club a baby seal.
a baby seal walked into a club.
Club a seal to make a deal, as they say on the UHF movie. And I'm crazy because I'll do it. I'm crazy, Eddie.
And on that note, we will see you next week.